because it's a fake video to deal with. Greetings, this is Edodo Jambo. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to upload a video file using the Ajax and Fetch API. So I'm going to split this into two parts. The first part, which we'll do today, will just be the front end. So we'll do all the front end, we'll write all the JavaScript, we'll write all the HTML or the CSS, and I'll show you what it actually looks like. And then in the next tutorial, which will be tomorrow, I'll show you the back end, the actual endpoint. So that will be the focus. So that way, I don't want to overwhelm you guys because it's quite a lot. And then also, I don't think I'll do a night stream today, but I'll definitely do one tomorrow where we'll expand on that and add any features if you want. You might notice something different as well, at least for YouTube. There's now super chats have been enabled, so you can go ahead. I think one of the subscribers requested that a while back, so I enabled it today. That's probably another reason why this tutorial is a little bit late. Okay, so you can visit ojambo.com. There's always you go to the watch menu, live summon, you see topics for live streams. It'll show you the time. It's always going to be 2 p.m. Eastern. And as usual, you're free to join the live chat and post anything about programming or lifestyle topics. And as you can see for this particular article, there's a direct link to the live chat. If you want to do it, you can simply watch the video. The video is also embedded in the articles. We'll scroll down later and I'll show you where the live stream video is. Just to let you know, I am multi-streaming again, so I'm streaming on YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, and BitChute, all at the same time. Okay. Oh yeah, and also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for frequent content and also content that subscribers requested. For example, this tutorial today was requested last week by a subscriber. So this is for you. I believe it was Apex Indian Boy. He requested this tutorial and here it is. I hope he is able to join with his partner. Okay, so as I said before, this is the first part. So we're going to use HTML5, we're going to use Fetch API. And the Fetch API, I said, will not actually, the functionality, I mean, the backend stuff will be done tomorrow. But we're going to set everything up so you can see what it looks like. We're also going to fancy it up a little bit. It was also requested. The resize options are going to be there, and not only that, you can also pick a placeholder image. Placeholder image is the thumbnail, so the thumbnail for the video will also be created today. We'll also create a scrubbing feature, so you can scrub along the video, the preview, or that's another feature that's also requested. Then you can pick which one will be the placeholder or the thumbnail image for the video. And I also, on the theme from last week, you can also drag and drop the video there, or you can simply just click and pick a video from your library, your device library. Okay, so we call it the ultimate video uploader UI. So it's a great user interface, makes complex tasks simple. For video upload, that means making the file selection process painless and providing immediate control over the video's presentation. So as I said, there will be a drag and drop zone, so that's the same thing we did last week. So I'll continue on that, and of course some CSS to make everything look prettier. So if you're impatient, you can get the HTML for that. It's pretty simple. Just click expand and you can grab it there. And then for the resizing, the preview and resizing controls, that's pretty easy as well. You can simply expand as well and get the HTML code there. And then for the scrubbing, I'm just using the input range. You can grab the code as well here. Just click expand. And then for the JavaScript stuff, the placeholder endpoint, as I said before, the code is going to be here, but it's not actually going to be, the backend part is not going to be done today. It will be done tomorrow. And so the upload functionality, all that stuff, you can get it up. You can just, I recommend you get all the code today, because I said tomorrow we'll focus on the backend. And so today is just the front end. And then the CSS, you can style it any way you want. So I try to make it as basic as possible, so not to overwhelm you, but there's some improvements. So if I do a live stream tonight, which looks like I might, because the weather is actually pretty nice, so I'll probably spend more time outside finishing up the shed build. So I might be a little bit bored. I might what I mean is that instead of feeling cold inside, I said I might do a live stream. If you guys want to join me as well, I can do that, another one tonight. But definitely tomorrow is I'll definitely do a night stream. That way we can expand on the functionality. Okay, so if you have any questions, just post them in the chat or comment, and I said I can answer them today or tomorrow or tomorrow night, because I said it's all related. So as you can see, when you drag, if you use the drag action, you see the mouse over or hover event occurs, and you can see the little thumbnail here. So you drag it in there, and then what will happen, this area will become, obviously, the video will be previewed there. So as I said, you will see some things where the CSS can be improved. I said maybe we'll work on that tonight. I'm not too sure. We'll see. And then after that, you can see you can use the scrubbing action. I could have used the video itself, but that didn't make sense. I preferred to separate it. The reason I did that was because sometimes maybe you just want to be a preview, so I didn't want to touch the video. I could have used the video. The video also has a timeline. I could have used that for scrubbing, but I decided not to, because I want to keep things separate, because this is for you guys to learn. And as I promised, this is the video. As you can see, we're doing this live. So if I press this, could have used the video. The video also has a timeline. Yeah. So it's just, I think it's like a half a second or some 300 milliseconds behind. But as you can see, it does work. I think they do that so that I guess so that it gives you time to clean up or delete some things if you made a mistake, or somebody, I guess, say some bad words or something. So for today, as you can see, I already prepared for tomorrow's tutorial, but that's for the back end. So we're going to focus just on the front end. You see it's video-upload.html. So I'm going to open up file. I'm going to zoom in. Oh, the sun is really out today. Nice. The temperature actually, when I woke up, there was 15 degrees, and then I just checked, it's 17 degrees. So that's fantastic, because I save a lot on propane, so I don't have to heat the house yet. I still haven't turned on the heater yet. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm dressed up a little bit warmer. Usually I like t-shirts. I'm just warmed up a little bit to this fleece top. Okay. So as you can see, the usual stuff, we have the HTML, the doc type, then we have HTML tags, we have the head section. The head section has a title. You can use whatever you want. The chart set is UTF-8. Now you notice here I didn't put that one where the initial for the mobile devices. That's because I said this is just introductory. We'll do that probably tomorrow. And here's the CSS styling for the drop zone. You see the dashes. I made them 3 pixels dashed. And then the color is a slight bluish color, and then body radius set to 15 pixels. That's rounded borders. Background color is an F9, F9, F9. That's a light, it's a grayish bluish color, and then or reddish, I guess. When it comes to grays, you can probably pick blue, red, orange. It doesn't really matter there. And then I gave it a little spacing and padding. The padding is 60 pixels and 20 pixels. This means 60 pixels top and bottom, and left and right is 20 pixels. Text align is center. Font family sans serif. That means you can pick any font you want. If you don't know what sans serif and serif means it has usually little curves, and sans serif doesn't have that. So sans serif makes it more even, like evenly. The height will probably be more even. Especially when you use the all caps. And then I gave it a color, another grayish type color, and the cursor pointer. The reason is because since we're not going to use, we're going to hide the default, the selector. So we want people to visually let people know that that's an area that something can happen. That's why you see we change it to pointer, the cursor. And we have a little animation. So it's just going to be the background color. It says 0.3 seconds, background color 0.3 seconds. So what that means is, border color. What that means is that whenever there's a transition, or in this case, the mouse over event, it will there will be a slight delay. So this are another ways you can do little animations, just to make, you don't have to, but just a little bling, if you will. And then again with the when it's highlighted, you can see the color. It becomes a light blue, lighter blue, and the border color as well. It's in case it's 2980B9. That's a hex code. And for the video preview, this one I'm gonna leave it as is. I want to show you guys something. What I'm saying is that you guys could see there will be a little. I'll leave it as a surprise. So I set the max width 100%. The height is auto. Display block. I gave it margin of 20 pixels auto. It means that top and bottom will be 20 pixels, and left and right will be whatever, as much space, remaining space as is. So that's another way you can center items when they're display block. And the border, I gave it 1 pixel solid DDD. That's another grayish color. It's a slightly darker type of color. And the border radius is 8 pixels. So that will give it like a fake little, what do you call it? Not quite a drop shadow, but just to just to make it stand out. And then for the controls, this is our the slider, the scrubbing part. You see the margin 20 pixels, 0. Again, top bottom is 20 pixels, 0 for the left and right. I gave it a padding of 15 pixels. So this one means 15 pixels top, bottom, left, and right. And a border radius of 5 pixels, a border of 1 pixel solid EEE. That's the same gray color. And the background color of FFFF. You don't know what FFF means. That's hex code. That's white. And text align center. And then after that, we have our style buttons. We gave them all 10 pixels, 15 pixels for padding, 5 pixels for margin. No border. Border radius 5 pixels, and the background color is 2ECE71. That's it's a greenish color. Hex code. Color is white. Cursor pointer as well, and the transition background color 0.2 seconds. After that, the resize buttons, when you hover the mouse over, we'll give them a color of 27 AE60, and then for our scrubber, we made it 80%. Because it doesn't make sense to make it 100%. Otherwise, it will kind of be awkward, especially when you're later on you see on a mobile device. You can't really. It will be more difficult to. So just to make it look nice as well. And the margin is 10 pixels, 0. Meaning top bottom is 10 pixels. Left and right doesn't matter because it's only 80%. And here's the divs. The HTML. You can take a look here. We have the drop zone, which is an ID. Inside it has the file. And you see we set it to hidden. It's only videos, so this even though it's hidden, it's still functional. It's just hidden. It's still there is what I'm trying to say. And then we have an upload button. Why do I have a separate upload button? It doesn't make sense to immediately when something is dropped there to be up to uploading, because remember, we want to give the people an option to resize it, and also to scrub so that they can get the thumbnail image that they want from the video. And then we have the status image and ID. It's just a paragraph. This one is not going to be functional today. It will be functional when we actually create the backend endpoint. After that, we have we have video. The ID is called video preview. And that is for, obviously, that's where the source will be the video that's been uploaded. And then here we have a resize options. It's just inside a div called resize options. Inside there we have buttons. They have data attributes. They have data hyphen width, for example, 640, and data hyphen height of 360. And then you can create other sizes there as well. And then there's a reset button as well. We have that one. So so those are presets. Obviously, there's so many. I could have made them input boxes, but this is, remember, this is a beginner tutorial, so I didn't want to make it too difficult for people. So that's why I just made it that simple. And then for the poster image, we have a div container called poster selection. Inside it, I just have an h4 saying select placeholder image, and then we have an input, which is a range. So range, this is HTML5. A range automatically has the range thing, it looks like a scrubber. So we just repurposed it. I gave it a min of 0 and a max of 100, and the default value is 0, and the step is 0.1. So meaning that so then using JavaScript, our map lap to the video. So the video will be, obviously, the full length of the video will be 100%. I hope you guys get that now. And then we have a button that says capture frame. So if this button is clicked, it's going to capture that. From the video. So what it will do is it will use the canvas. You can see here the canvas, which is hidden by default, and that's where it will put it, and from the video, and then it will grab just the one frame. So then we have our JavaScript here. So there's a lot of stuff here. Let me zoom out a little bit, because this, so we grab all those, the drop area, all those IDs, we grab all of them. That's what this part is. And then what we do is I see the video, preview, poster, so we grab all of them. And then what we do is we're going to have a default width and height, which is 640 by 360. And then obviously we'll get the we set some other variables. For example, the selected resize width, selected resize height, and the selected poster data URL. So those are basically the poster URL is set to null because it doesn't exist yet. And then obviously after that, what we do is we have some conditions. If there's nothing in the drop area and nothing in the file input or the video element, we don't want to continue, because trying to get a poster image of nothing is just a waste of time. So that's why it says return, meaning don't do anything. So, and then some events we don't need for this tutorial, like drag enter, drag over, drag leave, and drop. All of those we don't need them. So that's why you see we use a for each loop to basically prevent their default behavior, because we don't need any of those. However, the ones we do need are that drag enter and drag over. You might say, wait a minute, you just said you don't need them. I'll explain. So for drag enter and drag over, when you put your mouse over there, we just want to add a class called highlight, and then when you leave, we add one for leaving. We remove that highlight. So remember, in the CSS we had some specific rules for that. And then after that we handle the drop. So in drop there we have we will call a function called handle files. So I'll show you that down a little bit further. And then when you click one of those handles, you see it will use the if you click inside there, what it will do is it will use the file input, so that you can then select the usual stuff if you're not dragging something there. So anywhere inside that drop zone, if you click it, it will then open up the file manager on your device. And then for the file input, we add an event listener. The event listener is change. So on change, we'll also send everything to the handle files function. And this is the handle files function here. It takes in files, of course. It checks to, because I can't say it, sorry. Multiple files. So it handles multiple files. That's why it's plural files. So what it will do is it will check the length. So if the length is obviously greater than 0, that means there are files there, at least one. And then what it will do is, remember, we've specified only one files. So if you're wondering, What if I want to also upload different things? Yes, you can do that. For example, if you have a picture, so then you can just have an if statement or else if statement. You can say, oh, if it's if a video, do this. If it's a PDF, do this. If it's this, it's do this. So you can do that as well. In this case, I said this tutorial is only for videos. That's how we are specifically on a look for videos. So if the first file, you see, that's why I said file 0. Remember, computer start counting from from 0. So if the first one is not a video, from the MIME type, what we do is we just return, meaning it says no valid video file selected. So after, if everything else is great, then what we do is we just go through all of them. We only care about one really, so because the tutorial is just one, by the way. So what we're going to do then is we're going to grab the video URL. Usually I'll show you this for your local machine. It will say something like file, then colon, then maybe 3 slashes, something like that. So we'll grab that URL, and then what we can do is we can put it into the preview. So that way we are able to show the video preview, and then then we set, remember it was display none, we set to display block, all by JavaScript. And then for our scrubber, what we will do is we will the scrubber will be dependent obviously on the video being in the preview. If there's no video, it will not it won't it makes no sense, as I said before. So here we go. You see, we use the video element, add event listener. So we map the loaded metadata to this. Let's see, the set scrubber, setup scrubber. That's another function. It will be below. I'll show you that later. And then here, apply default resize. So basically, when you click on button, that's all it does. It will remove active class from the pre-selected one. It will then add it to that one. And then that's it. So then we just check all of them, and the one that's then we say apply default resize state. Okay, and here's a setup scrubber. We make sure the scrubber does exist, and based the poster location, and this is the functionality for it. See the scrubber, we capture the frame, and that's it. It just captures the frame using our the canvas. And then you can update the video time. So because when you're scrubbing, right? Remember it's based on 0.1, so we need to do a little math, because our scrubber is from 0 to 100. That's the length of the video. So that's what this function is. Says update video time, and then here's capture frame from scrubber. We use the canvas, as I said before. I've done this before, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Basically, we get the context of the canvas, set it to 2D, because it's always going to be a 2D because it's a video. It's 2D. The view. So we draw the image based on the video video element. The canvas width and canvas height is set. Basically, it's the same as the video. The resized video width and video height. And then we use an image. Now sometimes this doesn't work. I remember, was it earlier this year or last year, it would always do PNG files. I don't know why. And so I think that's a Chromium thing. From the documents, even from Chromium's documentation, it was saying that you can use PNG, GIFs and JPEGs and others coming up like AVIFs, but it always did only PNG files. So it might ignore this, but that's fine. I'll show you how you catch it as well later. So then we create an image here. You see image source, a max width, and the style border, and then there's a place for the image preview if you want all that's not necessary. Okay. The reset button, I already explained this to you guys. When you click the reset button, it will basically remove the highlight and reset it to the default resize. So that's it. And if there's a poster image, it will display none. As you can see here in the scrubber, it will be set to 0 and remove the data URL, set it to none. Basically the defaults are clear. And then this is so this is the upload endpoint. So I'm gonna zoom right through this part because we're gonna do this again tomorrow. So it's gonna be a little bit confusing today because it doesn't work today. But basically what we do is when you click on the upload button, the advanced listener is click, of course, that's where you click. And what we're doing is it's an asynchronous function, meaning that it's not going to wait around, it just work. And so because the way JavaScript works, JavaScript by default, what it does is it doesn't wait. It just keeps on running things like at once. It'll run this and this all at once. It doesn't wait. So we're trying to when we use the synchronous function, what we're trying to do is we're trying to let it run in order because we want it to finish something and run something after that. So in this block. So for example, I'll show you that. So the first thing we want to do obviously is get the video element, and get the video width and height, and then create a blob out of it. So the blob is we create a blob out of it, and then what we do is we create the form data, we give it a name, or the file itself, the poster, the width and height, and then the status. Remember that status message there? It will say uploading, please wait. Now the reason we do this is because if the file is very, very big, which is likely, especially today, is that it's going to take a while. So people might be saying, hey, why is it not uploaded? So we'll just give them a message saying, hey, hold on, it's coming. So obviously you can improve this by maybe having a status bar for progress bar for uploading. And then we use the try catch method here. So the wait for the response, we post, you see the form body is the form data. If get result, make sure it's if you use what do you call it? If you use the synchronous, usually you need to use await after somewhere in there. Await as you see here. So we wait for the response. The response is very important because we don't want to remember I said by default JavaScript just continue. So we want to wait for the response. We do need the response. So we wait for our response. The response is okay. Then what we do is we say server message, whatever, that's okay, else whatever the error is, upload fail. See, it's the catch, remember it's try catch. So if there's an error, usually it's a network error, it will put it here. And then again, it's we converted the blob, we wanted to make it a JPEG, so the 0.9 is the quality, 90% if you will. Okay, so that's it. Now I should be able to run this in a web browser without a server, but if I need a server I can get one quickly up and running. So I'm going to open up the Chromium browser. Oh, it's already opened up here. Just a second. Here's a Chromium browser. I'll just make it easy for people on the vertical screen. So all I do is I'm just going to drag and drop this in here, and there we go. So that's what it looks like. Let me put this out of the way. So as you can see, we have a place here where you can drag and drop your files, or you can, for example, if I click here, as I said before, you say click, it will open up the file manager where you can open your files. So actually, let's do it. Let's go to the videos, and you have this one learning JavaScript. So I click it, I select it, and you can see what happens. It automatically puts it in the preview area, and then I can scrub. See down here, I can scrub this. You see it's scrubbing, and then what I'll do is I click here to capture that image, and that image has been captured. If I want another one, I can click it and it will capture that one as well. Now, as I said before, I can't click upload because the functionality isn't there yet for this tutorial. It will be there in the next tutorial. And the other thing is, obviously, you can see you can click this size, this is the default size. You can click this size, or go back to the original size, which just resets again to this size. So that's basically the tutorial for today. Now, there are some few little improvements which you guys can do yourself. As I said, if I do a night stream tonight, we can probably do that. One of those things is that, for example, you see when I hover over this, for example, this one here, let's say I click this one, you see it doesn't give me an indication that that's the size. So perhaps one would be that if I click this size, this little preview should be maybe smaller. That's one way to do it. Another one would be to maybe highlight this one, or whatever, which one I pick, that should stay maybe a different color, like maybe in the hover color, so you know that's what you have chosen. And then the other, and obviously this is way too big, right? So for example, if I make it full screen, you see what happens? It's way too big, right? As you can see, it's way too big. So that could be that could be another improvement. We can fix that pretty quickly. I'll show you that in a second, including this guys. I'll do this one just to show you guys. And then for the capture frame, maybe have a little thumbnail like right here to show that, well, that's the one here. But you can see it here too. So I guess that's kind of redundant, right? It's kind of redundant. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if I click this one, capture frame, and this is the one, that's fine. Now maybe I say, let me compare. You see my point? I want to go here. I want to pick this one instead. You see the problem is I don't know what I can't visually see what the old one looked like. So that's what I'm saying. I think another option would be the placeholder image should be maybe down here, a little small little guy, so I can compare. Or we can resize this one. So I'll show you how to resize this one very, very quickly. So I'm going to just inspect somewhere here on the page, and I'm going to grab the video. Here's the video. You can see, so I can make the video, maybe I can give it a width of I don't know, 640 pixels, right? So there we go. That's much better. So that's up to you. I get a pixel of so this I think it just looks a little bit better when it's smaller than so big. But that's up to you. And I said you can do this as well when one of them is selected. If I do inspect, I believe they do have some rule to let me know that they're selected. I think it's highlighted or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, but when one of them is selected, I think there's something there. Something's added to them. I can't remember. Let me actually click this one. Yeah, it says active. You see, it says active. So what I can do is I can also target the active and give it a different color, maybe give it a background or something like that. So for example, where is this one here? Active, yeah, this active. So then I can give it a color, maybe give it a different background color. So I can say background is dark green. Oops. Dark green. Yeah, there we go. So you see that? I can do that and see that because this is now dark green, or whatever color you want. So then it's visually you know that, oh yeah, it has been that's the one that's been selected. So you can do things like that. I said maybe we'll do that in tonight's tutorial. And then this one here, when you capture the for example, if I go here and I capture this one, you see I would like to visually see which one was captured, right? So that's what I'm saying, is that maybe I make it a little bit smaller and put it down here, or make this even smaller and do a split screen. There are little things like that you can do. So we can probably do that in tonight's tutorial, but we'll definitely do that in tomorrow's night stream. So that's all I wanted to show you. That's basically the coding for creating the video uploader. So I said in today's tutorial the focus was simply on the front end, and this is the front end. And then in tomorrow's tutorial, we will do the end part, the end part. So if you want to prepare for tomorrow, I'll give you a heads up. I'm going to use PHP, and I'm also going to use MariaDB. You can use MySQL. If you know a little bit of program, you can use any database you want, because I believe I'm gonna use PIDO with this PHP data object. So you can follow along with my SQL Server, Oracle, Postgres, and all the other 12 databases that the PDO supports. PHP PDO supports. Okay. Now let me. Oh yeah. So that was obviously you saw me. So let me refresh this page. So I'll show you also how you can also do it using the, where's videos, where's my videos, here's videos. You can also drag and drop. So where is my video learning JavaScript? Learning JavaScript, here we go. So I can drag and drop. You see what happens when I drag and drop? You see it will do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to get this out of the way. It's not needed anymore. Let's finish this up. So what's next? The JavaScript code of part 1 is only the messenger. In part 2, we'll dive deep into the server-side scripting, the backend, to handle the data that arrives at the endpoint. We'll cover how the server serves the video, processes the resizing request, and stores the poster image. If you want to keep learning JavaScript, ready to take your JavaScript skills to the next level, you can check out my book, Learning JavaScript. It's a programming guide on Amazon. The link is also in the description. And for a comprehensive guided educational experience, consider the related course, Learning JavaScript, which is available on ojamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you need personalized guidance on your coding journey, including JavaScript, I'm available for one-on-one programming tutorials. Feel free to reach out and schedule a session at ojambo.com/contact. Now, I want to remind you that every day I do a live stream at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can visit ojambo.com. You go to the watch menu, then the live sub menu, and you will see topics for this and upcoming tutorials. As you can see, the date and time is there, 2 p.m. Eastern. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. It really helps the channel grow. For example, as I said, this tutorial and the one I'm doing tomorrow were all requested by subscribers, all viewers just like you. So I'm here to help you guys learn, and I learn myself as well. For example, a lot of my night streams, the viewers and subscribers have helped me, especially with the AI stuff and video suggestions, video editing suggestions. So I'm saying is that I'm here to learn. Even though I'm an old guy, I still learn, and I like learning, and I hope you guys learn too. So my goal in life is to keep on improving, and not just for myself, but help others so that they can also improve. You guys have seen, I did one of my most popular videos very recent, like 2 days ago, was one where I showed some of the problems with some websites where they're very, very pretty, but the functionality doesn't work, right? So that's easy. I could easily explain why that happened, because they didn't test it. So I'm saying is that the code is probably sound, but it's just that it wasn't tested. You could have picked up those things if you simply just did a simple test. Like for example, this. See, this code I've done today is, the functionality is all there, but you could use a few little tweaks for the UI, and I explain them. For example, I said this this one is way too big. It should be a little bit smaller visually. And then here, when there's no indication of which size you have selected, and same with the capture frame, right? So that's what I'm saying. They're just little things you can do to make something way better than simply just coding and letting go without any testing. Okay, I do have 2 recommended resources today. As you guys know, I live in a rural area, so the internet service and cellular service is practically non-existent here. So what I do is I use SpaceX Starlink residential service that allows me to have high-speed internet. As I said earlier today, in this tutorial right now, I'm live streaming to YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey at the same time, right? So obviously you need a high-speed internet connection, which I do have, and also I use it for my phone. On my phone I use Wi-Fi calling. If you don't know what Wi-Fi calling is, that means you can get and send and receive calls, SMS messages, and MMS. That's a multimedia version of the text message, all without having to pay ridiculous roaming fees. So meaning I can be anywhere in the world and I'll still be able to call as if I'm in Canada. We call it local area. So so that's it. So it's been great for me. So I have a referral link here. It's my so if you do use my referral link and you purchase, I'll get 1 month free, and you get a discount. The discount and the discount duration is based on your geographical location, but you definitely do get a discount, so take advantage of that. Okay, and I also, the other thing I'm promoting this month is my novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent, as you can see here. It's by me, Edodo Jambo. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and he loses his mind. So not only does he have to regain control of his mind, but also the AI system. So as you can see, this is the paperback version. There we go. And as you can see, there we go, pages. There's also an ebook version. The ebook version is free if you have Kindle Unlimited. So I made this novelette as affordable as possible because I wanted to get feedback. So be sure to get it and let me know what you think, good or bad, because I said I'm here to improve. So I will not improve if people just say, hey, everything is perfect, right? So just let me know anything you think, whether you don't like the cover, right? If you don't like the font I used, just let me know. I said I'm trying to. I really want to improve. I like writing, not just programming books, but I just like writing in general. So that's why you see I do write articles. I always have I write basically an article a day. And if you want to learn more about me, just below the article there will be a bio about me, what I do, and you see I have a book page, and I have my services because I'm a freelance programmer, and I have my courses. So with that said, I'm going to leave you guys, and I hope to see you definitely tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern, and tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. I am not sure if I'll do anything tonight, but otherwise I'll let you guys know. So with that said, I'll be sure to subscribe as well. I said it helps the channel a lot, and I'll let you, I'm going to check the live chat now. There's no chat requests in YouTube. So I'm going to check the first one up is BitChute. So I'm going to refresh the page here. Let's check BitChute. Okay, BitChute, there's no live chat requests. Next, I'm going to check Rumble. I don't see any chat requests there. And then I'm going to check Odyssey as well. Okay, Odyssey usually takes a while, but I don't see any chat requests there. Okay, came up pretty fast today. Okay, so with that said, I'm gonna leave you guys, and thank you again, and I'll see you soon. Bye now. Have a great day.